Good morning, Monday morning crew. Happy Monday morning to you. Hope you're doing well. And if you're here, if you're joining us, you know what time it is. Time for another Monday morning with Mo. Happy Monday morning, guys. I don't know about you, but I'm moving a little slow this Monday morning. Barely got down here in time to do this show, but if it's the first time you're joining us, this is Monday Morning with Mo, where every Monday morning at 8 a.m. we answer your legal questions. All you got to do is email ask@dewittlaw.com or leave us a voicemail, 407-536-6737, or drop them in the comments below. I'm trying to pull up the comments right now so I can read them if there are any there. So that's what we do here every Monday morning. Here to help you out, here to get your week started with a little legal advice. Nothing more exciting than that. Hope you guys had a great weekend. We over the weekend we actually went down to Key Biscayne for a wedding, which was super nice weather. It was hot, man. It was hot, but it was nice. Can't complain about that at all. So trying to get back into the groove of it here. Back to work as always. So let's see what we got here on the old question set. This one just came in this morning here. I'm getting a divorce, not contested. My ex and I really get along. I would like to get some legal advice if you could help me about the best way to proceed moving forward to do an uncontested divorce. Sure. So, an uncontested divorce is usually pretty simple. The biggest part of it is making sure you guys actually have an agreement that's actually uncontested. A lot of people think that just because they're getting along, that's uncontested. But to be uncontested, to be truly uncontested, you have to have an agreement. So depending what's at issue, you need to go through all the issues and see if you guys can decide on them. So if you have a house, if you own a home together, are you guys going to keep the home, or is one of you going to keep the home and buy the other out? Or are you going to sell the home? If you have kids, how's the time sharing schedule going to look? Is it going to be week on, week off? Is it going to be a 3-day, 4-day, 2-day, 3-day split? What's that going to look like? Hey, Barbara. Hold on. Barbara just messaged me. I need to make sure that she sees that the show is on. She's asking. She says, "Hey, it's Monday morning. What's up?" We're on now. All right. Gotta let Barbara know. All right, back to it. Yeah. So if you have kids, what's the time sharing schedule going to look like? If there's assets, is it split 50-50? Which it should be. But who's going to keep what assets? Who's going to keep retirement accounts? If there's debts, if there's liabilities, credit card debt, how are you guys going to divide that? So those are all the things that you guys need to talk about. A lot of times people just say, I'll keep what's in my name, you keep what's in your name, we'll sell the house, split the proceeds, and we'll do this with the kids. And so if you can reach an agreement, then what happens is, excuse me, then you can have an agreement drafted up, and I do recommend that you have an attorney do that, where basically it states all the terms of the agreement. You guys both sign off on it, and then the attorney just walks it through the court to get a final judgment of divorce entered. Now, that attorney can only represent one party, as we talked about before, because no attorney can ethically represent a husband and a wife in a divorce. And the simple reason of that is it's a conflict of interest. I can't give advice to one party and then to the other party when those parties' interests are directly adverse to each other. It could potentially be directly adverse to each other. So I would be very wary if any attorney ever tells you that they can do that. Typically what we do is we represent one side of the transaction, whether it's the husband or the wife, and then the other person receives those documents, has the opportunity to go hire their own attorney if they choose to do so, and can go from there. So that's basically how that works. Excuse me. Get a little cold brew coffee there. All right, let's see what else we have on the old agenda here. Pull up this one here. So this is kind of a long one, but I'm just going to give you a synopsis. Basically, this individual had their car parked in their driveway, and the Amazon driver pulled in their driveway, hit their car, then made the delivery and left. So they've contacted Amazon. Amazon's doing their research. So they're asking what should they do? Well, at this point, basically this is an investigation, right? So you're kind of in the investigation stage. You're not really to the legal side of it yet. So first you have to prove or gather as much evidence as possible to show that the Amazon driver actually hit the vehicle. So if any neighbors have security footage, if you have any security footage, if there's any witnesses, if there's any paint, if paint transfers on the vehicle, start looking at all that, preserve that evidence as much as possible. Take as many pictures of your vehicle, if there's any tire tracks in the yard or the driveway, take pictures of those. Start putting your case together, basically. Because we're going to want to document that as much as possible. Because without that kind of evidence, Amazon or Amazon's insurance company isn't going to, it isn't going to accept liability for the accident. They're going to want some sort of proof that their driver actually caused this accident if they're going to make the repair at their expense. So start gathering that evidence. Go around the neighborhood, ask if anyone has security cameras. Go around, ask if any neighbors saw anything. Do as much of that as possible up front, because the more days that go by, obviously that data is going to disappear. Those memories are going to disappear. So you want to do that right away. If there are any witnesses, get their names and phone numbers so you can contact them. Get addresses as well if they're willing to give them to you. Get as much of that information as possible so that you can start putting together that case if you do sort of have to present a case or present the evidence to Amazon. So best of luck there. And then once you do get that information, if you need any help with it, certainly let us know. We're always willing to help out there. And then last up here, we have, I won't say the name, but I'm going through a divorce and my wife has shut my internet down. She removed me from her medical insurance. I have no real help here. I don't work. I can't see a doctor. I have no insurance. I have no money. I can't lose the internet or power. What can I do to protect myself? All right, so if you're going through a divorce currently, in most counties, there's what we call an administrative order. And the administrative order, what that is basically once you file the divorce, the administrative order goes into effect, and it basically controls how the parties are allowed to act while the divorce is pending. And typically one of the provisions in that administrative order is that the status quo has to be maintained. You can't starve the other party out by cutting off power, cutting off internet, all those kinds of things. So, here I'm guessing that they're probably in violation of the administrative order, and you can file a motion for contempt or a motion to enforce the administrative order. And you may even have to do it on an emergency basis, depending on how dire the circumstances are. If they cut off the power, that would certainly probably qualify as an emergency in Florida. If there's not an administrative order, then you could do an emergency motion for temporary support to basically ask the court for them to be required to continue to pay the bills, pay the expenses as they've done so previously, as they've done so historically. And again, the whole purpose of this is so that you don't have one party basically starving the other party out, so that you're cutting off things like power and electricity and internet in order to try to get them to sign a settlement agreement that may not be in their favor. Again, starving them out. So that's why the courts have these provisions in place to try to prevent these from happening. So definitely if you don't have an attorney, contact one as soon as possible, or go ahead and get that money or that motion filed as soon as possible as well. Because otherwise, she'll continue to do this until the court intervenes. So anyways, thank you guys for joining us. Tommy, Barbara, good to see you guys as always. And hope everybody has a great week. Hopefully start moving a little quicker here, trying to ease back into this week. But if you need us for any reason, you know how to get a hold of us. Facebook message me, call me, whatever you need. And have a wonderful week. And hopefully I'll see you guys later this week. Take care, guys.